Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again for another video. This is Charmaine Speaks MPD, and I'll be using this platform to speak about everything under the umbrella of narcissistic personality disorder. If you are a subscriber, welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome to the channel. I would like to build a community of education and healing here, so if you're not subscribed yet, do click the button, and if you feel that the content is engaging or useful, then give me a like. It's really very much appreciated, and it helps me to get the content in front of other eyes and ears. So pay it forward, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So today's video, I would like to talk to you about some things that happens when a narcissist loses control. As we know, narcissists absolutely love control. They have to have it. They have to be in control. And this transcends all types of relationships. It could be romantic. It could be within the workplace. It could be, narcissistic parents, narcissistic friends, relatives, across the board, basically. Narcissists use relationships in order to validate their sense of self, which is very much developed, in a very superficial and hollow way, and is kind of built on layers of shame. When a narcissist feels that they're losing control, which is basically a massive threat to their ego and to the regulation of their own feelings. So the first thing that they tend to do, typically, is give you the silent treatment. So let's say a scenario where you've been with a you've been with a narcissist in a romantic relationship, and you're done. You are over this. You've had enough. You've had enough of the games, of the abuse, of the pain, of the hurt, and this person has had chance after chance to get this right. You've been fair, you've been empathetic, you've tried to communicate with them, you're at your wit's end. So you have to discard this person. So you enact the discard and you're done. You've stuck a fork in it, you're done. The first thing that they'll typically do is give you the silent treatment, because narcissists have this overwhelming sense of entitlement. They're grandiose, and they feel like you're fortunate, you're lucky that you've been cast a role in this horror movie that they call a relationship. So as far as they're concerned, you're lucky to even have them in your life. So when you do the discard, they actually can't conceive it. They never see it coming. And they can't concede in their mind that you will actually leave them. They think that you're just having a moment. This is going to be fleeting. This is going to pass. And this is you just trying to, make a point. So they don't actually believe that you're going to leave. They can't concede that fact. So typically what they'll do is they'll use this silent treatment as a form of manipulation, which they love to use throughout the relationship. And you will know if you've been had any kind of relationship with a narcissist, that the silent treatment is a tactic of choice. It's an abuse tactic of choice, and they generally use it for manipulation. So they'll use it to make you submit to their will, basically. They feel like, as I said, this is a fleeting moment. You're going to end up coming back to them, and they're probably going to be out there kind of putting the feelers out for other supply for them as well. So in their mind, you're going to come back at some point. If the silent treatment doesn't work, they'll go on to the second tactic, which is the fake apology. I'm sorry that you feel this way. I'm sorry that you feel hurt. I'm sorry that you feel like I've done something wrong to you. It'll be and that's not a sincere apology at all. So it'll be something like that. It'll be something that looks on the surface like they could be apologizing, but really it's not any kind of apology at all. So they will do this fake apology, and oftentimes it will be riddled with some form of emotional blackmail, maybe a deflection, gaslighting, or all of the above. So it'll be a totally fake apology, totally non-sincere. And what they're trying to do is get you back on side, get you to communicate with them again so that they can get you within their clutches, and then they can emotionally and mentally kind of bind you again with more than likely, like I say, gaslighting, deflection, emotional blackmail, all types of insidious tactics that they use just to make themselves feel like they're in control again and to get you back on side. So the next thing that they'll use is the Hoover. More than likely, this will kind of flow off of the back of the fake apology, or it could be something that they're kind of doing simultaneously, or should I say, parallel to the fake apology. So the Hoover will come, and this is where the narcissist shows up as the character that they showed you in the beginning. So in the beginning, during this love bombing stage, when they were all great and all wonderful, and they were giving you this kind of unconditional idealization where they mirrored back to you all of the things that you liked, all of the things that you are interested in and that you value and that you hold in high esteem, they'll be that person again. And oftentimes in a narcissistic relationship, you know, the person that is on the receiving end of the narcissistic abuse will kind of yearn for that person to come back, you know, and they know this, they already know this, and that's why they do this kind of intermittent positive reinforcement, which is where they behave in a certain way so that they can kind of keep you hooked in. It'll be kind of sprinkled throughout the relationship, so there'll be a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, a lot of abuse, and then intermittently they'll sprinkle a little bit of, you know, a little bit of love, a little bit of passion. You know, that person that you kind of fell for in the beginning will pop up intermittently just to make sure that you're, you know, they've still got their hooks in you, you're still there, you're still very much under their control, and you start to, you start to go through the relationship and you start to kind of really hold on to those moments. And it's that trauma bond. It's what they do to kind of keep you addicted, you know. So this person will show up during this Hoover phase, and their sole intention is to get their hooks into you again. It's to re-idealize you. It's to bring you back in. It's to fake that they will be this person that, you know, that they showed up as in the beginning. It's to catch you off guard. It's to basically get you to let your defenses down and for you to trust them again, and for you to think, okay, well, maybe they have seen the error of their ways. Maybe they are listening to these you know, issues that I have with the relationship and with their behavior, and maybe they're willing to make those changes. Maybe they see now what I've been saying, but it is nothing more than them just being on their best behavior for now, before the devalue starts to happen again. The fourth thing that they'll do, if the Hoover doesn't work, now they are starting to panic. They are starting to get really agitated, and they're really starting to feel desperate. Okay, this narcissistic injury, it's burning a hole in their ego, and they absolutely are desperate to get you back. So what they'll do next is they'll try and play the victim. So they'll go into this victim mode where they can't believe what you've done. They can't believe how you've treated them. They'll probably even try and make out that you're an abusive person, you're a toxic person, maybe even that you're a narcissist. And they'll play this role of a victim, like, woe is them. They can't believe that this is happening. You're treating them this way, and they'll play that role, and they'll believe all of those lies as well. Narcissists believe their own lies. They actually believe this false narrative to be true, this false narrative that they've concocted of what's happened. You're the bad person. You're the one that's treated them cruelly and really bad, and they just can't understand where this has all come from. So they'll play that victim, They'll put things on you that you never did, and they'll reframe things as well. This is what they like to do quite a lot. They love to reframe things. So, for example, during the love bombing stage at the very beginning, what they love to do is collect intel about you. They love to know what your weaknesses are. They love to know what your pain points are. They love to know what's happened in your past and what's caused you pain, what might, be one of your weak spots, what makes you kind of sad or upset or has, took an emotional toll on you in the past. And they're building up all this intel because what ultimately they want to do is weaponize it against you at some point. So at this point, what they'll do is they'll reframe something, okay, during this victimhood, kind of escapade that they're on. They'll bring these lies and this reframing about how bad you are, and they'll also use your past against you. So, for example, they might say, well, I think you're really insecure. I think you have issues that you need to go to therapy for. And I think what's happened is that you've used, you're confused about me, and it's really because of your past experiences with other people. It's really about the things that other people have done to you in the past, in previous relationships, and you're still carrying that emotional baggage, and now you're taking this out on me, and it's really not fair. They will use these kind of things against you to pull on your heartstrings, to emotionally blackmail you, to distort your reality, to make you think that, oh, actually, because you're highly empathetic and because you actually can take accountability for the things that you do and are willing to take ownership, they want to make you ultimately question yourself, and they want you to feel like, maybe I'm in the wrong, maybe there is something here, maybe they've got a point, maybe they have picked up on something that I haven't, because highly empathetic people have a lot of empathy. They don't want to see people suffer. They care about how they affect people, right? They care about how people experience them. And the narcissist knows this. So they'll use all of these kind of tactics to try and make you question yourself. And so they can once again get back into your life, get back under your skin, get back into your emotions, and hopefully get their claws back into you. The other thing that they'll do is a smear campaign. So this is where they go around kind of most of the time to their toxic enablers that will sit there and kind of validate them and listen to them and enable their toxic behaviors, because these are the people that they keep in their lives to be able to smear campaign people, but to validate their false self, and basically to let all of these horrible behaviors and the treatment of other people, let it be, let it go. Basically these people don't see anything wrong with it. These people are always validating what they choose to do and how they choose to treat people. So they'll use these people to, unleash a smear campaign on you, which a lot of the time is already in process during the devalue stage. They've already started the smear campaign, maybe not on massive intense, on full-blown smear campaign, but they're always picking you apart to other people throughout this devaluation stage. So they'll enact a smear campaign, they will tarnish your reputation, they'll tarnish your character, they'll make you out to be this bad person, they'll spread lies about you, they'll be deceitful, and they'll be completely off key, and they'll make people feel like you're the bad person and they're innocent. They love a smear campaign. It makes them feel better about themselves. And the final thing that they'll do when they're really desperate, they really have lost control over you, and there's nothing that they can do to get you back, is they could potentially threaten you. Now, sometimes these are empty threats, and sometimes these are threats that, can become quite dangerous. but they will, start to kind of rage and be abusive through threats. These could be financial threats if they've got some kind of financial power or control over you, or they think that they can have. They could be threats around children, your children. They could be threats around your livelihood, threatening to cause problems for you, maybe in work or for your business, so that they can basically cause, problems for you financially and reputationally. And it could be threats to harm you as well. So depending on your situation, it's really obviously, it's vital that you stay safe. And it's absolutely vital that when you do the discard, that you know that you don't have to go back. So that's really important as well. These narcissists, they get desperate, they become out of control and besides themselves. And, sometimes it can go, horribly bad for certain people. I've experienced some despicable things from narcissistic people, and so I would just warn you to be really careful and make sure that you are in a position where you can be free from this person. So those are some of the things that they will do when they feel like they've lost control. As I say, that narcissists, they absolutely need to be in control at all times. And when they feel like they've lost control, they absolutely pull out everything in the arsenal to get you back. I want to say thank you to everybody for listening. Stay safe, and do hit the subscribe and a like button if you found this useful. And until next time, take care and ciao for now.